Ladies and gentlemen, strap in because I've got a crazy story for you today. It's no secret that I've been a fan of Kanye West, or at least I should say his music, for a long time now. But when he started going off the rails with Trump and Tiger Energy, I fell off a bit. But I was intrigued when I saw this tweet. One, because it's talking about a long-term goal of getting people hooked to nitrous oxide, and two, because it seems to me that Kanye West's iPhone profile has his picture as Golden Freddy Fazbear from Five Nights at Freddy's, which I don't understand, man. I don't understand what's going on here!
Five Nights at Freddy's.
So I did what any self-respecting internet boy would do, and I dug in, and I learned about it. And I learned about it so you don't have to learn about it. So like I said, strap in. But before we do that, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I've been making these videos, and sometimes it's hard, most of the times it's easy. You know, to be fair, most of the times it's easy. I'm not gonna make that kind of plea to you. Just subscribe to the channel. You're gonna love it. First things first, let's go through the actual conversation. This group chat has Kanye, aka Golden Freddy, DC, aka Dr. Connelly the dentist, and Milo, the ex-chief of staff at Yeezy, and the blue messages in the convo. We see here what seems to be an AI replication of what I now believe is a personal nitrous oxide or laughing gas canister. DC, or Dr. Connelly, is describing it. Stands about 10 inches, AI-generated handheld nitrous oxide personal use system. I loaded the AI with some real N2O2 images, and it spit this out. Fire emoji! If you want Joe the Grocer's numbers to make sense, I need 8. This needs to be the long-term goal. Recreational nitrous legalized. Meanwhile, we master the delivery system with a 2-year head start. So, Dr. Thomas Connelly's goal here is to create a personal nitrous oxide system, kind of like a vape, but for nitrous oxide or something you could take with you, and then lobby to get it legalized so that they are the only people with this proprietary or system that is ready to deliver so that they can make infinite money. It's just a money-making scheme. Classic in the celebrity industry. Milo responds, "Surely you are joking. Prolonged misuse of nitrous causes birth defects, problems with B12, your spinal cord disintegrates. Why would anyone want to introduce another drug to an already depressed, addicted, demoralized, and apathetic population of dopamine slaves?" And him getting hit with the ha-ha in the chain. I don't know if that's from Dr. Connelly or Ye, but that makes me laugh. It's also like, I have to assume that Milo's been talking to Dr. Connelly about this for a while, and so hitting him with the like, "No, you can't be serious about this thing." It's almost like when Logan Paul was doing the crypto pets and all of a sudden changed his tune in their text chains to make it seem like he hated it the whole time. Let's keep track of this because I'm a little worried. Later in the chain, "Can I have the nitrous today? Tom, you said you'd bring them by today. Checking in." And this is obviously Kanye West, Yeezy, and Dr. Thomas Connelly saying, "Are you at the chateau?" Yes, and he'll bring some by. Nitrous oxide, for those of you that don't know, is laughing gas. It is something that you would get at the dentist to alleviate your pain or anxiety about having these things done. You've probably seen the videos like David After Dentist and stuff. That's nitrous oxide. That's the kind of shit that it does to you. So now that we've read it, let's break down the people in this chat. And we are going to start with the man himself, Dr. Thomas the Celeb Dentist Connelly. The father of diamond dentistry, by the way. If you've seen celebrities that have grills or things like that, obviously Kanye has his new teeth. This has all been done by Dr. Thomas Connelly. He's done Odell Beckham. He's done Post Malone is another big one. He's done Kanye West. He's kind of like in the celebrity dentistry zeitgeist, to be sure. If you go to his Instagram, you can see some of his work. He puts the diamonds in the teeth, or I guess replaces the teeth. To be fair, this is like something really scary to me. I don't know. There's just something about having a tooth taken out and having a gem put in that freaks me out. But it is something that is very popular. Is that Kai? What the hell? He's a popular guy. He is the celebrity dentist. I went through some interviews with him to learn a little more about him because, I mean, as you can see, he's an interesting looking guy. He is very big, very buff, tattooed, kind of a personality all of himself. The way he describes himself is as a guy who's a complete mystery when you meet me. He stated it with a laugh. "It's funny. People always feel like they're meeting somebody famous. People always ask, 'What do you do?' It's almost always the same thing. UFC fighter," which is like classic. Obviously, big buff guy. He's a dentist. Maybe he feels a little bit embarrassed about that. He's bulking up and people are saying like, "You look like you could beat us up, Dr. Thomas." It shows where his value systems lie in life. You're a dentist and a bodybuilder. Which came first? The dentistry, which to me is so funny. It's like dentistry is his passion and bodybuilding is just his hobby. Really became a professional bodybuilder later in life after becoming a dentist. This is also funny to me because it's like he's being interviewed and you want to put interesting things in there. The question is, you're a dentist and a bodybuilder, which came first? He said really nothing interesting, just I was a dentist first. He starts name dropping, talking about the work he did for Shaq. I did Shaq's whole mouth of veneers and did some grills for him. It's cool. It's really fun to be able to provide beautiful, creative work and really like the people you like. I've even considered limiting my practice to just men. And if you didn't hear that, I'll say it again. I've even considered limiting my practice to just men, which is fucking weird. Thank you for once to the interviewer for asking a follow-up question. Oh, wow. Why is that? Why would you want to limit your practice to just men? And he said, because I enjoy what I do so much with all these athletes and singers. Once in a while, you get a glamorous, beautiful woman in there. And it's such a different gear. I'm very good at it, just in case you forgot. But you reach the point where you only want to do a certain type of work. Women cosmetic dentistry is a different business. This, to me, is crazy. I feel like he should have asked 100 more questions. How is it a different business? Maybe say something about it. Maybe he just wants to hang out with the boys, or maybe he's a raging misogynist. I don't know at this point. He's been making a name for a while for himself with these celebrities. We saw this picture of him at the front, which was very buff, but then I saw this picture from Muscular Development, the most jacked dentist in the world, which I don't know how good his dentistry is. Obviously, like, these celebrities use him, and I guess their grills look good. I don't know how to do it. But I will say, if I went to the dentist and he looked like this, I would probably keep going just because it's like an interesting thing to say at a party. Be like, hey man, my dentist is fucking jacked out of his mind. He can't even fit his fucking fingers in my mouth. They're so big. And his most famous work, at least in my mind, is the full replacement of Kanye West's teeth with titanium dentures, which he is calling fixed and permanent. So maybe dentures is not the right word. He has just taken out the teeth or grinded them down and put this titanium thing in there that cost $850,000. And the only thing I think about when I see this is that shit crooked, right? That looks like Tom Cruise's smile. Maybe I'm the only one. It like doesn't line up in the middle. It's just, it's fucked up and weird, and I would be mad if I paid $850,000 for this. I also feel like I don't know if I'd be able to chew anything. It doesn't look very sharp, but c'est la vie. This is art, to each their own. I do not begrudge Kanye West for wanting to get artistic dentistry, and if I had that kind of money, maybe I'd be getting fucking lit up in the mouth. I digress. That is only one of the players in this text chain, and we have to go with someone who is obviously less popular than Kanye West, but was very popular on the internet, Milo Yiannopoulos, the voice of reason in this text chain. Now, if you don't know who Milo is, you've probably lived a happy and healthy life. If you don't know who Milo is and you don't want to know who Milo is because it would make you feel bad, you can leave this video right now. I won't feel bad about it. Just go watch 6 or 7 of my other videos and we'll call it even. Milo Yiannopoulos is at best, and I mean at best, a far-right British political commentator. And at worst, he's a pedophilic, neo-Nazi, racist, sexist, white nationalist, which is a mouthful. Here's just a few things that he's done. He was banned off Twitter in 2016 for racial harassment. He was banned off Facebook in 2019. Crazy that Twitter got him first. He said that Islam as a whole, not just the extremists and terrorists, were the reason for the shooting in Orlando. Wrote an article called "Birth Control Makes Women Unattractive and Crazy" for Steve Bannon. He, this one is really gonna blow your mind, is a gay man who was married, who advocates against gay marriage, and since then has gone ex-gay and now advocates for conversion therapy, which, as we know, is very unsafe, very unhealthy, doesn't work, and shouldn't even exist, should be illegal, in my opinion. When journalists ask him questions, he says he can't wait for them to be gunned down in the street. And finally, he made some really, really fucking weird statements about how it is normal and acceptable for a 25 to 28-year-old man to have a romantic and sexual relationship with a 13-year-old boy, and that could be consensual. I'm not going to be playing any of these clips. I think they're disgusting, but I just wanted to let you know the kind of person we are dealing with as we talk about Milo Yiannopoulos, who, again, seems like the reasonable person in that text chain. Milo hooked up with Kanye West around 2020 when he started running for president. We said all these things about Milo. The one thing we didn't mention, he actually shored up by working with Kanye, and that's anti-Semitism. He built his piece of shit Exodia, and now he's got them all. Which brings us all the way back to the text conversation. But as you'll see, Milo is the blue dots. So why the hell would Milo share this? This is obviously something that is personal between Kanye West's chief of staff, Kanye West, and his doctor, who seems to be both giving him an unlimited amount of nitrous and trying to sell nitrous to people in the future after they legalize it. And that is because Milo has filed an affidavit against Dr. Connelly. And in that affidavit, he alleges a few fucking insane things. The ones that you would expect, the ones that are normal, are like, hey, this doctor is actually giving enormous quantities of nitrous gas to wealthy, famous patients for explicitly recreational use. He is charging those people $50,000 per month for this service. Okay, normal. Yeah, the canisters are there. He's supplying the gas long after the emergence of distressing symptoms that led to widespread comment and concern. This is him talking about Kanye West going off the deep end, something that he blames the nitrous on. All the way to the crazier things, like text messages, which appear to show Connelly inquiring about the possibility of paying a third party to commit violence against the author of this affidavit, Milo, when he failed to secure a $200,000 per month consultancy arrangement. What this says is that Dr. Connelly is threatening to hire a hitman to injure and or kill Milo because of this affidavit. Fucking crazy. And the fact, maybe this one is less crazy, but testimony from Connelly's business partner that he owes a debt of more than $2 million to a Mexican drug cartel, and that this cartel owns his surgical practice in Beverly Hills and uses it to launder money. Just classic stuff. Now, if all of these things are true, that is insane. I will say that Milo kind of has this boy who cried wolf thing going on where, because of all the outrageous claims he has made in the past, maybe people are less likely to believe him. And that is the angle that Dr. Connelly has taken with his response. Dr. Thomas P. Connelly categorically denies all the false allegations made by Milo in his affidavit. Mr. Yiannopoulos, who is admitted in the same affidavit to being motivated by a personal grievance, has presented a narrative that is not only factually incorrect, but also intentionally misleading. As a licensed dental professional, Dr. Connelly adheres strictly to all ethical and legal standards, and any allegations to the contrary are baseless. Dr. Connelly remains committed to providing the highest standard of care to all his patients and will continue to do so, despite these unfounded attacks on his character and professional conduct. But ladies and gentlemen, even though I may just be a man, I'm a man with eyes, I'm a man with ears, and I'm a man who saw this fucking text chain in which Kanye is begging this man for more nitrous. It seems obvious that he is doing something at least a little bit untoward. And to be fair, it's crazy to me that he would even put out this statement, knowing that those text messages could exist, knowing that they are in a thread with the person who is going to be suing him, and knowing that Milo is the kind of person that would put them into the world, man. And it's not only that text chain. Ladies and gentlemen, Kanye West is very public about how much he fucking loves nitrous.
Ryan Garcia, this Ye, I'm on the nitrous. Ryan Garcia, this Ye, I'm on the nitrous.
He loves the nitrous. He puts on the mask and he does the nitrous, and he does it, ladies and gentlemen, almost every day. He even talked about it at the BET Awards.
And I was at the dentist's office the other day. I was taking a nitrous oxide. I suggested if anybody's like stressed out.
There is something glaring to me about him being on stage, giving an award, accepting an award, just talking about how much he loves recreational nitrous, sponsored by Coke Studio. I don't know, man. Talking about, even thinking about your dentist while doing this award is crazy, and recommending nitrous to other people. Now, finally, there is more evidence that shows what led to this rift between Milo and Dr. Connelly, and that is the fact that Dr. Thomas Connelly wanted a job with Yeezy. He describes his job from 10,000 feet away, you know, the big picture thing, as assessing Yeezy with Milo, interviewing all the companies, making changes, making Yeezy.com profitable online, reorganizing, corporate structure, corporate location, hire an ad agency, you know, just real strategic thinking from this guy. With the primary goals, building the drone, personal use N202 system, which we know he's really into, and build the Yeezy car. We got a jam! Yeezy.com! Money face, money face! If you want to draft a one-page job offer with these goals plus the terms we discussed, that would be heart emoji. And ladies and gentlemen, Milo did not give him the job. Now, to me, it seems very obvious that the reason Dr. Connelly is doing this is to try and take advantage of Kanye's wealth. He wants to build the drone, but he really wants to build the personal use N202 system. As a dentist who presumably has been giving nitrous oxide recreationally to all these celebrities. He knows how addictive it is, and he knows how much they are willing to pay for it. If he can take that and mass produce it or put it on a wider scale, he could be a very, very rich man, and he sees a damaged Kanye West, an addicted Kanye West, as the vehicle for him to do that, which is very sad. And after all that, I think the evidence is pretty strong. The most insane thing to me is that without any of the context of former Milo, if you just looked at it in the dentist situation, you would say that he's 100% in the right. That maybe he is even protecting Kanye or protecting the public at large from another addictive substance hitting the street that will, what did he say, disintegrate your spine and suck all the serotonin out of your body. But because we know Milo, this is really an everyone's the asshole situation. Milo is pushing him out because he is already there sucking at the teat, trying to take money, popularity, clout after being banned from these websites from Kanye West. And he doesn't want Dr. Connelly to get in as well. We can see in these text chains and all this evidence that Kanye's nitrous abuse has gone back years, probably since he started working with Dr. Connelly. And a lot of that coincides with us saying that Kanye West has gone off the rocker, gone crazy. It coincides with that time I mentioned earlier of saying like, man, I really liked Kanye and his music. Shit, I went and saw him at Oracle Arena in Oakland, which was like the last stop of his Pablo tour because he fucking went nuts after that. Into someone who's like, I like the music, but I don't really like talking about Kanye with other people, even though that concert fucking ruled and his music was a large part of my high school and early college experience. It's a very sad, very icky situation, but because you were here, you didn't have to go through it alone. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been a deep dive into the wacky world of Kanye West, his spiral, his dentist, Milo Yiannopoulos. And now if anyone asks you a question, you have the answer. Go on your way. I appreciate you all, and I'll see you in the next video.